This is a figure review of the Target exclusive Iron Man 2 Armor Assault 3-pack, and this set is just a reenactment of the racetrack fight scene between the Mark V Iron Man and Whiplash, and Hasbro is generous enough to include a bonus figure, which is the Sea Assault drone. So here it is. In the back is the packaging. The Mark V comes with this same suitcase that came with a single carded figure, and if you press the button, it fires two projectiles. Speaking of suitcase, he also comes with the extra left hand to hold it. And here is the back, very cool advertising picture there. And no, the whips are not posable, sadly. And let's talk about Whiplash first. He comes with this yellow translucent fiery whips that looks way better than the one on the single carded figure. Very cool. I love that they improved the look of the whips. And a few differences between this and that is that this one has less white hair compared to this one, and his arc reactor is yellow instead of blue. But beside that, everything else is very much the same. Same holes on his garment, same detail on the back of his armor. But to me, I love that they improved the look of the whips, and the handle fits in his hand better on this figure than on this guy. So that's very good. Articulation is the same. Ball joint in the head, ball joint in the shoulder and elbow, swivel in the wrist, ball joint in the torso, ball joint in the hips, double hinge knee, and double hinge ankle. The ball joint in the hip is hindered by the plastic garment. And if you watch my review of the single carded figure or single carded Whiplash, you know that I mentioned that figure suffer a stuck joint. There's nothing I could do to get it moving. It cannot rotate forward. And at that time, I thought that was just my figure. But when I opened this set, this Whiplash has the same problem. I tried using hot and cold water, but it still doesn't work. I guess I'll just leave it like that. And now onto the Mark V. Apparently this figure is fully painted and more movie accurate. Comparing to the single carded figure, the faceplate on this Mark V has a line or gap this time, just like on the 6-inch Mark V. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah. And this one has a darker red compared to this one, and the silver is the same. Well, there's not really a lot of difference. Articulation is the same. Ball joint in the head, shoulder and elbow, swivel in the wrist, ball joint in the torso and hips, double hinge knee, and ball joint in ankle. Very nice. Now, let's go over the drone. And this one is a repaint of the ground assault drone. Same articulation, same body mold, with the exception of the molding of the forearm and the feet. Yeah, this one doesn't have any gun. I guess. Well, he had two big missile rack on his shoulder, and I guess these tools are missile rack as well. I'm not sure. But a lot of review of this set that I've seen, the reviewer complained about the loosely attached missile rack, because if you move his arms around and the missile rack fall off just like that. I mean, there's no peg or anything that can tightly attach it to the shoulder. It just clip on like that, mainly for the look, for the purpose of the display. Um, and this, oh, there you go. The slightest shock can knock it off. And this one has a different back than on the ground sword. And as you can see in the back that this one has a lot more words printed on his armor, like danger, danger there. So not a bad figure. Articulation is, well, the same. I'm gonna go over it again. Ball joint in the head, ball joint in the shoulder and elbow, no swivel in the wrist. I think the only joint figure that has a swivel in the wrist is the air assault joint, I believe. I mean, these things, they do not want to stay on. I hope Hasbro fix this if they want to come out this figure as a single carded. Ball joint in the torso, ball joint in the hip, double hinge knee, and ball joint in the ankle. Apparently, because of this thing is not part of the hip joint, so it hinder the forward movement of the hip joint. If only Hasbro make this one part of the hip joint and give it a normal one, the hip joint would have worked out a lot better. There you go. And final thought about this set. This is one of the few toys that I would not recommend. I mean, I would not recommend this set simply because you can only find this set at Target and you have to pay $20 for it. I would not recommend it unless you are a fan or you want to collect a drone and you have no luck finding the single carded Whiplash. But apparently every single figure in this set has some sort of flaw. This one has a loosely attached missile rack and the hinder ball jointed hip and no swivel in the wrist. The Mark V, some of the Mark V from the other set that I've seen, the eye painted skew up or down or either to the side, so that's really bad. And the biggest problem of all had to be the Whiplash. Because of his hip joints stuck, I mean, it is unable to put him in a lot of good poses. And I'm gonna show you the detail on his face again. As you can see, his left eye, the edge of his left eye overlap with his nose, and his bear is not in the middle of his face. I mean, it just skewed to the left. It look weird. And some of the other Whiplash I see had a lot of black paint got onto the forehead, onto his sideburn and his ear. So I would not recommend this set. But if you decided to go for it, make sure you pick the one with the, well, at least you pick the one with a decent paint job, especially on the Mark V and the Whiplash. For this figure, I don't think you have to worry about the paint job. So this figure is available at Target for $20. I got this on the first day that they put it out, but this set was not in the system yet, so I said I really wanted it, so they gave it to me for like $10. So that was a really good deal. I guess I was kind of lucky. But if you find this for $20, don't pick it up. I would not recommend it. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.